Morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Indian Racing League. This is round 8 of season 5 for Division 1, and as always, or rather after a long time actually, joining me in the comms box is Shah 224. Shah, how are you doing tonight? Alright, Shah, good to see you, and let's have spectators joining in as well. So, looking forward to this race, Shah. How about you? How do you like this track? Yeah, that's the same, missing out on a podium. But yeah, you and Thakurwa were in a race of your own, especially in the first stint. I think the gap was like 15, 18 seconds before the first VSC came out. So I don't remember when was the last time that happened. Let me first. So for people who are watching, Shah, just hang on a minute. Are we audible right now? Because yeah, do that, Shah. Until then, if people who are watching, if you can hear me and Shah, just let us know.
Hello guys, hello. I'm so sorry, apologies. You guys couldn't hear me.
Yeah, so I will. Yeah, okay. So everyone is audible, Shah. So Shah, maybe you can give us a recap of what happened with your race, and then we'll talk about mine as well.
So I had a good race yesterday. I had good pace. The race didn't end up how I wanted because I spun last lap because of the curves in sector 1. They're really deadly and they spun me off. Because of that, I missed on a big competition that would have scored good points. My podium was gone.
Right.
So now I think we should focus on the lap because these guys are going to go to their first hot laps now. So I think we should focus on that, and then we'll get back to you. How was your race?
Yeah, spectating PSI Legends right now, who has had a bit of a bad luck in the past few races. And oh, there's a McLaren just stationary on the track right now. I hope they are able to get back to some kind of a. Yeah, it seems like it's Vicky, the McLaren of Ishan. Oh, what happened with Vicky? I would like to know. It's just stuck. Or is letting people through. So this is what happened with me as well. It's really difficult to let people pass as the other Alpine of who is that vintage player? I'm not sure. Who's in the Alpine?
Wasn't vintage player racing yesterday as well?
I'm not entirely sure. I think he was. Yeah, I think he was definitely racing yesterday. But let's have a look. What PSI is doing is he is the first person who will complete a lap, and it's good to see a full grid here tonight, Shah. That's always provides good racing, while Japan is a track where it gets difficult to overtake unless you are considerably faster than the car ahead. But as things stands, PSI Legends has put in a lap time which puts him P2 as Kimi Otto Faroon goes P1 at 29.2. So Racing Gupta
some good lap times already.
Yeah, and we fixed straight away the first person into the 28s, and let's on the mediums. That is, wow, what a lap time that is.
That's a very good lap. That's not even my TT time.
Yeah, I'm not able to go to the 28s. I am still in 29s on my time trial.
And that is why we know Vipix is leading the championship.
And that is also why I reserve in Division 2 and not in Division 1. But let's see what Ashwin Lakhwani does here. He's going to complete his lap. Oh, he's on a slow lap right now. 145.145. So he had a moment somewhere. He seems like he has enough fuel maybe to go for another run. We'll see. Yeah, so
I think someone. Oh, Mayank went off track.
Oh yeah, I just spectating him. I think again the same dilemma on this track. It's very difficult to let people by in the first sector, which is why he's doing his best to avoid people who are on their hot laps. And let's see, 10 people, 11 people. Although Ashwin's lap time is not really representative, but you're seeing a spread of around 3 seconds already.
One fastest.
Oh, Ashwin. Okay, let's then see what he does in the second half of the lap. I think he's exiting the hairpin right now, which apparently was called spoon yesterday, Shah. So that made me recheck if it's actually the spoon corner. Have I been wrong?
This part is called spoon. Yeah. that was the hairpin already.
So I had to just. I was wondering if I have been wrong all my life calling this the corner which Ashwin just exited.
Japan is one of your favorite tracks.
It is my favorite track, not one of.
From Russia.
Yeah, Russia. So Russia is P0, Japan is P1. If I have to, rank my tracks. But yeah, Japan is one of my favorite tracks, or rather the favorite track. Ashwin Lakhwani off the line, and P5 at 29.3. But again, he had more fuel and more tire wear on that, so expect him to improve in the later part of the session. Is not Sume on a lap right now, I think, and Shah, let's see if we can get on board with him. He is one of the closest championship contenders along with VFix right now, and if you can just take us through this lap, I will see what our points table looks like right now, Shah.
So now straight out the hairpin, it's pretty straight. You go full throttle, and then you prepare yourself for spoon, because it's a very tricky corner. You don't want to take the curve on the inside because it just spins you off, and then you line up straight here, you go down the gears, and now it's just straight. You just want to go full throttle, be ready for 130 hours. And also this part is really good for overtaking, this part of the track. And then the last chicane, you touch a bit on the inside, and then here on the exit curve. This is a good chicane, but I don't know how fast is he going to be on this lap, and he goes P1.
Well, there's your answer, Shah. P1, our provisional pole for Natsume, with 10 minutes still left in the session, so there will be a lot of time. Yeah, purple all sectors, as the Ferrari of Nishan is preparing his hot lap. He's on an out lap right now. Can we catch anyone? Is Caesar? I think Caesar is on a lap, and he is in the Alfa Romeo, and it almost seemed like that he was, he extended the track limits there, but I don't think the game gave him any kind of an invalidation of the lap, so he will continue. Caesar, he seems to have his teammate ahead of him.
Do you have it on 4K?
No, I don't have it. I don't have it on 4K. I have it on 720p, Shah. So people will have to be. People will have to forgive me for that. I am not streaming in 4K right now. But yeah, Caesar through the second sector split with a 25.0. I have no reference of that, but it's definitely slower. So maybe Caesar will put in another lap. And VFix meanwhile is on an out lap. So where is?
No, I think he's slowed down. He's going for another lap.
Yeah. It seems like he was pretty slow in the first lap which he did on this set of tires. So Caesar will go on another lap. And what happened at the hairpin? I saw some yellow flags there.
Together. Was that?
Yeah, one of them was VFix, I think. Not sure who the other was. Oh, there's a car. Oh, Caesar spun.
Oh, Caesar spun.
So Caesar spun. So that's his lap ruined, and I think that's the end of this tire set as well.
This is good to see. Farun, Kimi, and Caesar are now teammates. Last time they raced together here in Japan.
Yeah. Not happy days for either of them.
To the safety car restart.
Yep, but here we go now. VFix is starting his hot lap, Shah, and we have been receiving complaints that we don't spectate him enough. So I'm on board with him with VFix right now, as he is now going through this assist now, which is, in my opinion, probably the toughest part of the game.
I like the confidence VFix has got that he's asking us to go on board with him, because we know how the commentator curse works.
Curse is there, yeah. Kanav has retired! And that's the curse. This is why we don't commentate or go on board with people. The car was
not
right in the
you.
middle of the track.
Yeah, that would have been deadly for and the car wasn't ghosted.
Kimi, meanwhile, goes 2.5 times faster.
The car is still there. The car is still there.
Yeah, the game is not taking the car away as such. I think
I think
now it has. Now there's just one tire. Now there's just one tire on the track. Wow.
Yeah, but good call from Vintage Player and Fix. They had to slow down massively, but they still, didn't end up DNFing.
Yeah, so VFix had to abort that run. Where is Ashwin Lakhwani? Ashwin Lakhwani is starting his hot lap now. So let's not go on board with him. Let's not jinx him like we did to other drivers. But you know what? He has 3 drivers who are on their out laps or in laps in Sector 1. So this is going to be...
And Sector 1 is quite tricky. There's no place you can go off. Okay. There was one car who was facing the other way around.
Yeah, that was Mayank.
How did that happen?
I have no idea. Maybe his spun took too much of the curve. The tire of Kanav is still there.
I don't see it on my screen.
It's there for me, and I'm sure it's visible on the stream. I have no idea if Ashwin is improving. This doesn't look like the best of the laps from Ashwin Lakhwani. Probably getting a little bit flustered. Yeah, distracted and flustered because of the cars he had to overtake who were not on their hot laps. So Caesar is saying he can't drive. So Caesar, if you're using the setup which I gave you and you can't drive,
he's using his phone and he says he can't drive. Caesar, no, using your phone while driving.
Jin, by the way, is just about in the top 10. Well, he's definitely in top 10 on the mediums. Azun might not. I don't know. He's in out lap right now, but he might not put in lap time. I'm not sure. What is Ashwin doing? Is he going for another run again? He is. So 2 times. That's twice in the session itself. Oh yeah, he did finish before. So he did. Well, he didn't finish before. There's still a lot of time.
He finished his second run on P2.
Yeah. So 3 drivers on the 28s. Yeah, not. Let's see what Not Sume does.
Yeah, you take us through his lap.
Let's try to pick some other driver. I think we already went on board with him. So when you were taking us through a lap, so
I think we have Gupta here.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's go with Gupta. Yes, invalidated.
Just when I went on.
Is Shadow Sword on a lap? Shadow Sword is, and apparently he has put a purple second sector there. And this is a driver who has had a lot of bad luck in the past few races. Shadow Sword across the line definitely should be an improvement. It is by 5 places. And
both
from
the Red Bulls together,
P13 to P8, yeah, the Red Bulls are lining up 7 and 8 as we speak. In terms of the drivers' points table, Shah, Natsume is trailing Wayfix by 11 points, and they are a bit of a gap between Natsume and Racing Gupta there. But speaking of Shadow Sword, who has DNF'd in the last 4 races he has started, so that might be some kind of a record as well about him DNFing in straight 4 races. So he would be hoping for a finish at least. Forget a point finish, but just finish the race.
A record?
It could be, I'm not sure. Now Caesar is driving himself, so we don't know what is the record. He is the points keeper in the records. Keeper is
Sume goes to the pits.
Sume back into the pits. And I think that's smart. If he doesn't think he was improving by much, then he might as well go into the pits, and there's still time to go out for one more lap. Azun is definitely putting a lap. It seems like he is now approaching Spoon, and that's...
Caesar went. Okay, is he giving him space or did he go up to that? He's giving him space. PSI space. But seeing Caesar P19, I'm not used to this.
Yeah, well, last time he started P19.
Caesar P19. No.
Well, last time Caesar started P19, he finished P2. He finished P1 on track, but lost out on the win due to time penalties. Azun has a couple of corners to go, and this is going to be a rare sight, seeing Azun actually doing a qualifying lap. If he does, and of course he doesn't. Of course he doesn't.
Why? Is there something I don't know?
Yeah, so basically he wants to avoid everything which happens in the turn 1 or potentially happens in a turn 1
It's
incident.
also fun racing when you start from. Let's see if you're not fighting for the championship, and because Azun has been a little inconsistent because he's got his exams and he's been studying. So that way, if he starts P20, he gets to fight with a lot of these guys. And then when you start P20 and you finish in a better place, you feel more happy about it, right?
Correct. PSI Legends is probably the first person who is putting his last lap of the session. Well, I think Azun is done with his qualifying. So is obviously Kanav, who has retired, and I think his wheel might still be on the track. Let's have a look as PSI Legends exits this corner. Yeah, his wheel is still there.
Malav, I don't see it.
That is the funniest thing I've seen.
Oh,
PSI!
no, Malav.
Oh,
he was purple in sector 1.
He was.
Malav, you got to switch off your television. You're not watching the race. You're not spectating anyone. Go spectate somebody who's in the pits. Please.
Okay, let me do that. Let me spectate Vicky, who's in the pits, who's now exiting the pits. So yeah, I have to be on board with someone.
And you just said that he's got a lot of bad luck already, PSI, in the last few races.
Yeah, well, we can expect another video from PSI, and which shows his brilliant filmmaking skills, I must say. I think that was probably
some quite good stuff from PSI.
Yeah, it
also
was. I enjoyed it. I mean, I'll be honest. I have seen that at least 4 to 5 times, and that's saying a lot. It's a very simple video.
We're not fans here, PSI.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a fan. I am a fan.
But your direction, your writing, your casting, your production, anything, we love it.
I am definitely a fan of his filmmaking skills for sure. I mean, that was a really good video, and was funny and painful at the same time. And yeah, either ways, trying to see if VFX is going to start his hot lap anytime soon. But he is one of those contenders for the. Sumer has already started, so let's see how Sumer is doing first when he approaches the first sector split. And
let me have the live chat on.
Yeah, you can have the lap data on, and Sumer going around the wheel of Kanav, and that is purple by 2 and a bit tenths. Wow, that's a lot of gain from Sumer. So he is going really fast right now. VFX has just started his hot lap, so we'll come back to him later. In fact, let's stay with him and see how he takes these S's. Avoid curbs at all costs here. Mayank has retired from the session. I think that's in the pit lane, so should be fine. But now VFX approaching that Degna 1, and is 32. He's down by. He's up. Sorry, he's up by 3 tenths. So this is going to be a hell of a qualifying session. Sumer approach.
Arun, he's up by 2 tenths. So I think the track has evolved a lot.
Vicky has retired. Arun or Tofarun, he is up by a bit. Not Sumer is going to complete his lap. What is VFX doing meanwhile? He will reach the second split later. It's 28.3. Wow, what an improvement that is. More than 3.5 tenths. VFX, let's see if he has gained anything.
He's going to be on a massive lap.
Yeah.
He's going to improve so much.
Oh, he is.
He's going to enter the 127s. That's for sure.
VFX, by the way, is P4 right now. He's dropped a lot of positions because of PSI and Ashwin Lakhwani improving. That has pushed Tofaroon also into P5. VFX across the line. This is his final lap. He goes P1 with a 28.341. It's less than a tenth. It's hundredths of a second. What does Kimi have to say about this? He's improving as well, and I think, well, it's not enough maybe, the gain which he has. He'll definitely improve his time, but will he improve his position as he goes across the line? He does not, but that is a good lap from him. And Racing Gupta finishing P6.
We have Ishan finishing his lap better.
Ishan is done as well, and I think he was
a really close call. He was good.
Yeah, was it P8? I think he was P8 as he crossed the line. So that's qualifying done, and that was super close between the championship rivals. VFX and Not Sume lining up on the front row with PSI Legends. A good qualifying from him in P3 with Ashwin Lakhwani finally turning up the pace in P4 after a couple of tries in the first part of the session. Tofaroon in P5, Racing Gupta in P6, Jin in P7, Ishan in P8. The Red Bulls lining up on the 5th row of the grid with Strategic advantage to the likes of Nishan, Quick Killer, Vicky, Vintage Player, Hershey, Kanam who retired and left a wheel on the track for majority of the session, Mayank who spun I think on one of his laps, or maybe he was trying to let people pass, Sid Venkatesh and Caesar who are reserves, Azun as always starting from the back of the grid. So that's the qualifying session, Shah. What do you think about the race now, or how was that for a qualifying session? Did you enjoy that one?
I enjoyed it so much, like seeing Vifix and Sumi battle it out at the qualifying itself, because they've been so close with their timings. It was fun to watch because Vifix was in his first run. Vifix was ahead of Sumer, and then Sumer was ahead in the second run, and then Sumer put an amazing lap, and then Vifix puts an amazing lap. So, as a commentator and all the spectators watching all of this, it's so much fun. You enjoy it to the core. I don't know what happened to Sid Venkatesh, because Sid Venkatesh, I think yesterday he put much better lap than I think what he's put now. Maybe he had a few struggles here and there, or did he invalidate his lap timings?
Yeah, that was something which we missed. Sid Venkatesh also probably not putting a representative lap time at least. It seems pretty overcast, at least from the camera angle which the game has given before the drivers finally select the strategy and whatever little changes they can
hear us. Please give us some weather updates.
Yeah, would like some weather updates, but at the same time we would like to be surprised. But it looks pretty overcast right now, and while we wait for the drivers to ensure tire temperatures, let's have a look at what's happening in terms of tire strategy. So everyone in the top 10 obviously on those red marked soft tires, but in the bottom 10 except for Mayank who's on a different strategy, or rather he's on the alternate strategy, I would say, for anyone who is running in the bottom 10 is on the softs, and it's very very surprising to see Kanav on the mediums and not on the hards.
Not on the hards.
So
yeah.
I think finally Ashwin has spoken to him and probably explained to him that hards are not meant for every track, so maybe he can give the hards a little bit of a rest this time around. But
I like the top 5. I'm quite excited to see how the restart happens with
absolutely. I think P6. I think everyone until P7.
P6, yeah, also Jin is there. Yeah, it's so much.
So it's not usual for me at least to see Jin qualifying P7. I think usually his qualifying is a little bit off his usual pace.
He's got good race pace.
He's got really good race pace.
Tire management.
Yeah,
Jin's
so I think he would be someone to watch out for. And let's see, Racing Gupta as well has shown a lot of pace this season. Got a podium in Silverstone. He was leading the race, and if not for the safety car, I think he was in contention for winning. Well, you never know; it's a what-if question. But I think the race win was definitely on the cards. We won't know what could have been.
Wanted to select for hards. The game gave him mediums.
Oh, that's
that happened to me yesterday, because I wanted mediums for my second stint and it gave me hards.
Oh yeah, I was in the party chat with you, and that's what happened with you as well. So
it's quite horrible, the game.
Codemasters, if you're listening, please sort this out.
Give us our money back. No, I don't care about the game anymore.
Oh yeah. I would definitely take the money back instead of sorting this out, because well, who cares what happens with Caesar's race? He's a reserve. So
Caesar, please don't kick him out of the league.
Well,
what was your strategy like yesterday? What did you do?
Oh my god, that's multiple disconnections or disqualifications.
Caesar,
yeah, that's because almost everyone came to a standstill on the run up to 130. But we'll talk about my race maybe if there's a safety car. So I think it's pretty late now in the formation lap to talk about it. But yeah, long story short, I think I was in a shot for at least P3, because P1 and P2 you and Thakurva were just running a different race altogether. But then I ran into the back of Sid Venkatesh. That was completely my mistake. Damaged my wing, had to pit for hards, and then spun a couple of more times. Lost traction where I shouldn't, or oversteered into corners which are flat out, and that was the end of the race. But I still got points. I think I got P10, so
not bad.
Yep. Let's see if we got a good view of the start. I think this is the best one we can have, as the lights are not coming on as right now. Will they in some moment? Come on. Yeah, there you go. Well, I can't see the lights. Now
Yeah,
I can see them. Lights out, and away we go. It's a good start from PSI Legends in P3. Oh, the top two. Where is VFix? Where is VFix? What happened there? It's I think PSI Legends is leading the race. It was a great start from him across the line. Can you just check where is Natsume? I think Natsume has lost positions as well. Does he have damage? Doesn't look apparent. Vintage player and Caesar. Oh, that's more damage there. As Caesar has made his way to P14. What's happening up front?
Hasn't gotten damage luckily, but I don't know if he's got sidepod damage or wing damage. But that was so bad. What happened? Did you get a chance to look at it properly?
Not really. I was focused more on PSI start, so I could not really understand what's happening there.
I just saw the Ferrari go.
Yeah, the Ferrari just like went off the track, and at first I thought it was a glitch or something. There's a yellow flag sector 1. I think that's Vintage player going slow, and now he's back up to speed. VFix is fine, at least he's going. I don't see any damage on his wing. Does he have damage on side pod? I'm not sure, but coming back to this one, it's Quick Killer going wide, and he's having a good run on Ishan, who is trying to get past Jin. So Quick Killer using some battery to stay with him, but nothing doing right now. Meanwhile, Natsume is in P10, so basically he has lost 9 positions there. Quick Killer is off, and he has DNF. That's a commentator's curse for you. Is it a safety car yet? It's a VSC. Car now gets a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. How do you get a 5-second for track limits?
Oh, it did. Oh, I just saw someone overtake under the virtual safety car. I don't know which car was that. Who was behind?
This start has been very, very bizarre. VFX is in the pits, by the way, so he definitely has damage. Does he have a wing change?
Maybe he's... Yeah.
Let's see. He's going in the pits lane.
Hello, PSI fans.
Hello, PSI fans.
Read out what you said.
Hello, Ravi. It's a wing change for VFX. Virtual safety car is still in. VFX is going on the mediums. Sumer is in P9. So just like real life F1, title contenders seem to have collided. We don't know for sure what happened because even I wasn't very aware of what happened. I was too focused on PSI.
Or maybe did he lose traction in the start? Because you know when.
I'm not sure. Maybe possible, but then Natsume lost positions as well. So did both of them get really bad starts? I'm not sure. Or Natsume, by the way, has now overtaken Ishan there. So rather Shadow Sword there. So that's him into P8, and Racing Gupta is looking very, very racy. He's on the back of Kibi, who's losing a bit of a touch to the top 2 right now.
This could be Gup's day.
Yeah, it could be Gup's day. But PSI Legends, I think he's controlling the pace right now. 7/10 clear of Ashwin Lakhwani. And in clear air rather, it would definitely help PSI to streak away from the Aston Martin driver. Kano meanwhile has made up places as well. DRS has been enabled. Caesar is into P13. And let's see, are there any overtakes coming up? I think here is Caesar. Sorry, Shah, to cut you off. Here is Caesar. I think he's going to for a move on Vicky. No, he stays behind. Let's Vicky go wide. Tries to take an inside line, but then has to stay behind for one more lap. In terms of positions gained, let's have a look now. And there you go, VFX.
The top 4 is getting 2 places each because
yeah, because of VFX and not Sume. But oh, who's going that? Who's that? I think that was Kanau. Yeah, he's still going wide there, and he's losing time, and he's making Caesar and Vicky lose time there.
The Ferrari ahead.
Yeah, does Caesar go for a move? He does. Caesar does go for a move, but I think Vicky will have superior traction getting the outside line of the corner, so Vicky will still keep that place, all the while making Caesar lose time. Up ahead, Racing Gupta still within 5 to 6 tenths of Kimi, so I think Dofarun is holding his own here. That's
HPP crashed.
HPP, that's doomsday for Red Bull again. It's a crash. Is it a VSC? Yeah, it is a VSC, but he lost that car pretty late into that corner. Yeah. How did you lose traction there?
We got to ask Steve's because something similar happened to him yesterday.
Oh, did it? Oh, yeah, I missed that.
He crashed out. I don't know how.
It's a virtual safety car again. And yeah, VFix seems to have lost more time. Did he have a moment somewhere else? HVP is done with the session. VFix was 25 seconds behind everyone. Karnav and Mayank have pitted, by the way. So maybe Karnav had damage. Not entirely sure.
Mayank pits too.
Yeah, let's see if they have a wing change. Did Karnav? No, I think Karnav did not have a wing change. Yeah, both of them on the hearts. Now it's a full safety car, and that will help VFix. It will definitely help him charge through the field later on. It's a full course safety car. Caesar 5 second, Vicky 5 second. Oh, it's all happening here, Shah.
I think it's not Caesar driving, that's for sure. Because I know Caesar. He's a legend. We've seen him drive.
Well, that's what happens when you leave your country and try to go somewhere else in hopes of a good future. And yeah, right now he's literally in a queue right now. He's stuck behind. Well, I would like to think he has more pace than Vicky, so he's kind of stuck behind Vicky here. Now, Shah, if you're in this position, what do you think? Do you think people will try to pit on the hards? I think the mediums, I don't know if they'll go 23 laps.
No, mediums won't last you long. I think hards are good. Hards aren't really slow.
But in that case, then would you stay out?
Slow, but I think no, I would go. See, knowing this is D1, we don't expect to get a lot of safety cars. If it was D2, I would take a bet. Then we might have a safety car at the end. But
well, let's see what our race leader is up to. He is staying out. Ashwin stays out. Kimi stays out. So does Racing Gupta. Jin is out. Ishan is in. Ishan is in. Natsume stays out. Shadowsard stays out. Nishan obviously stays out. He's on the mediums. Vicky and Caesar both stay out. Hashi. Ishan is in. Oh, Ishan had a change of tires to mediums. Sid Venkatesh will obviously stay out. And Azun into P13 from P20. So that has elevated him 7 places.
Caesar gained 9 positions.
Caesar gained 9 positions, but what does VFix do now? I think he'll most probably stay out. He doesn't have anything to lose here, at least in this race. And well, the good thing for him is that he'll be able to catch up to the pack and try to make some moves. So watch out for VFix coming through from the back of the field. And Vintage Player is the last running car we have right now on 1 lap old soft tires.
So we have Mayank and Karnav on the hard tires. I think these are the only 2 who pit.
Yeah, those are the... No, I think Ishan pit as well, but those are the only 2 drivers whom I can confidently say, yeah, will go to the end. So that should be interesting to watch about how... Mayank went off track.
He lost his wing. I could just see his wing flying by.
We'll have a different shot at it. Oh yeah, he has no wing. No wing at all.
I hope they go to the end before they end their race.
Wow, so that's 1 free position already for VFX. Might have to fight more for other positions. Will Mayank be able to stop his car? He does. But yeah, that's unfortunate. We were just talking about him, that he might go to the end here. Now he's in a bit of a mix because...
Will the safety car be in? No. I don't know, it's quite random. That happened yesterday. It was a very late call from the...
It kind of ruined my race. that early safety car
how this coming in. I mean the Codemaster stewards, of course.
Yeah, I think safety car is staying out. Yeah, so I think I should report Codemasters for doing that.
Report who in Codemasters?
I think I'll have to report the stewards, which are empaneled by Codemasters for bringing the safety car when half of the field was yet to catch up. But what happened with Hershey and Caesar there?
Did they touch?
I think they exchanged positions for a bit. I think Caesar is back in P10. That's where he was, if I'm not wrong. So
he was behind Vicky all of a sudden. Mayank gets a 5 second for pit in. Oh, this race it just went from
Caesar 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flags. I think that's for the incident with Hershey, if I'm not wrong. Let me just rewind this.
Get it as well. Caesar got 10 seconds worth of penalty already.
Yeah, one is for contact under the VSC with Vicky, and the other is for ignoring yellow flags. I think maybe all of those 10 seconds might be removed, but the problem is
Maybe.
the next time he pits, he will have to serve at least 5 of those. So
Right.
that's where his race will.
But once you've served it, you can't get it removed, right? According
No,
to
no,
the
you
rules.
can get it removed, but there's a very different kind of a ruling on that. If you have
I mean,
served
you
it,
would know, right? With the penalties, how you get out of it.
yeah. So what happens is, let's say you serve the penalty under green flags,
Right.
and there are no safety cars until the end of the race. Then you can get it removed. But if you serve the penalty under the safety car, or if there's a safety car after you serve the penalty, then those cannot be removed. So Caesar will now hope that there are no further safety cars in this race while 21 laps to go. What happening with Azun and Ishan here? I think they had a
But
change.
this is helping Ishan because he's on the mediums now. He knows he's got to do, because under the safety car he's done like 3 laps or 2 laps already. So that way it just is not going to damage his tires much. And the mediums are good here. I mean, I love the mediums in Japan.
Yeah, I've been hearing that from a lot of people. A safety car is in this lap, but I've been hearing that from a lot of people.
These guys, I want to see it. It literally stopped.
Oh, this is bad. This is
gonna
bad.
be
Cold tires.
horrible.
People going into the back of each other. Nishan gets a 5-second for collision with Vicky. So Vicky has had 2 collisions under yellow flags. I think finally PSL Legends decides to go, and it's a good restart from the top 2. What's happening further behind?
Going for a move. I think he would have Kimi. Oh, Kimi doesn't leave in space. He just
Vicky is in the pits, by the way.
That was quite aggressive from Kimi.
What's happening up front? Jin and Racing Gupta and Natsume, everyone is fighting for positions at this point in time. But it seems like a pretty good restart, at least in the top half of the field. Vicky losing positions, Kanav losing positions. What happened to Kanav there? Kanav lost positions as well. And now it is VFix on the back of Azun. Azun won't make this very hard, maybe. Let's have a look at what he's doing.
Ferrari and Mercedes.
Yeah, well, it's Ferrari and Mercedes, but Azun is, well, he's within his rights to keep his position.
Okay,
but yeah, there you go.
to...
Yeah, there you go. That was not something which surprised me at all. What's happening up front?
Vipix has been fighting for the championship.
Oh, Caesar and Nishan, these two were battling in Silverstone as well, and Caesar has finally overtaken Nishan, so that's Caesar into P8, Nishan into P9, and Nishan would be hoping to get back at Caesar. He is using, not using battery, but backs out of it before they go into 130R, and that's how it's going to be for the rest of the lap. Nishan goes really deep into that corner and loses a lot of time. He might be in the track from Hershey now.
Sid Venkatesh is P11, so he's...
Yeah, that's a good start to the race from Sid Venkatesh. He had a good drive from the back as well, Sid, last night. As the top 3 are getting ever closer to each other. Ashwin Lakhwani, who is half a second off PSI Legends, and Tofaroon. I'm a bit surprised by this pace from Tofaroon, because I was led to believe he hasn't played this game for a while, or hasn't played this game at all until he started racing with us. But look at him.
Tofaroon had pace.
Oh yeah, he did. He absolutely did. Yeah, he did. But for him to be on the pace...
He's the only guy on wheel with no assist. I don't know if there are other drivers I'm aware of, but Tofaroon goes all ABS off, no racing line, no traction, and he's on a wheel. So that's a good job from Tofaroon. The way he drives, he doesn't... I don't want to say it too soon, but he's quite clean compared to what we've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. As Ishan is lining up a move on Sid Venkatesh. Sid Venkatesh goes really slow into Spoon, and as such has lost more time, and I think he'll be under attack from Ishan here. Is the attack from VFix as well, rounding on board with VFix. Let's see what Sid Venkatesh does. Does he give VFix enough space? He does, and yeah, VFix does make his way through. I think Sid did not fight that at all, did not want to come into contact with the championship leader, as now VFix tries to make a move on not Ishan. No, I think he'll stay behind for one more lap. It seems like up front, Ashwin Lakhwani is not letting PSI breathe easy. And you know what? The last time I was on board with Kimi, it seemed like Ashwin Lakhwani went wide between Degner 1 and Degner 2. So he might have a warning at least. Maybe Shah, you can check that for us.
I want to see this.
Okay. That's fine. Ashwin Lakhwani going wide again.
Ashwin goes wide. Oh no.
So that's what happened. 2 laps in succession. Ashwin Lakhwani wide again. Harsh is retired from the session. Racing Gupta takes P3. Ashwin losing 2 positions. That's a safety car.
There's a full course safety car.
And I think there were a couple of carbon fiber elements flying, maybe. And look how it has all settled down and calm. But Kimi in all that has taken P2. Racing Gupta P3. Ashwin Lakhwani losing 2 positions in the space of a corner.
Now do they pit?
Yeah, right? Now I think they should absolutely pit. They should pit for those mediums. It will be interesting to see what Caesar does and Nishan.
I want to see what does because he pit lap 1 with fix, and only Ishan is ahead of him who's pit. All these guys behind him hasn't.
Well, Vfix can go on another set of mediums here. I'm not sure if he can take those mediums to the end, even though there's a safety car right now. But let's have a look. PSI Legends will definitely be into the pits. He is, as Kimi, Racing Gupta, Ashwin Lakhwani, Jin, Natsume, Shadow. Caesar stays out. Ishan is out. And let's have a look. Pit stop battle. We might see some position changes here, Shah.
Yeah. We're not going to know who's going to come out faster from the pits. Just think. Oh, Goop jumps, Kimi.
He does. That's what I was talking about. It's possible.
So
and well, that is Goop in P2. Good job from the people who are employed by Gunther Steiner. And Ashwin Lakhwani is out in P2.
Did you say Mazepin?
Lord Nikita, that's how
Lord Mazepin,
Lord Nikita.
You should be making Nikita Mazepin proud, Goop, and so are we proud of you.
Yeah, so the medium tires. Okay, so Hershey is saying he got hit by someone. What has Mayank? I think Mayank lost more positions again. And you know what? This is what happened, Shah. This is what I was talking about. VFix has gone on a set of another mediums as we were discussing. So I think that's a smart move. I don't think those mediums would have taken into the end.
And now these two are together, VFix and Sumer.
Oh, I completely missed that. I completely missed that.
No, these two have go through the field and then let's see where they end up. I think they just wanted to put a good show, which is why they decided to be back on track together again. And the difference just being 11 points between these two, it's a very close margin considering the amount of races we have. You know, a DNF here and there can just change things. And now Sumer had a bad start and so did Vifix. With the pit strategy and everything, they're both on fresh tires. Now it's all up to the driver's skills and how they make their way up through the field. And they got to battle like good drivers. Like we've got Shadow ahead, and then we've got Jin, Ashwin, Tofarone. So it's going to be so much fun. As I was excited for this race start, I'm excited for the safety car restart as well.
I am too, and well, you can see VFix is now what, maybe 4 or 5 seconds behind the net race leader. He was 35 seconds off the next car at the end of the lap 2 or 3. And now he's just 5 seconds off the race leader. So that's what 2 safety cars does to your race. And I think he's definitely back in contention. Remember, we're talking about VFix here and Natsume as well. Both of them, I think they don't get a lot of time penalties. So, you know, that could also play a part come the end of the race. And we're still not halfway yet, Shah. And because of the safety cars, it's taking a lot of time.
Full course safety cars in just 10 laps. And I was just saying that, you know, maybe if it was D2, we could see a safety car in the last few rounds. But look at where we are in D1. In the first 10 laps, we've got 2 safety cars.
Yeah, and Ace in the comments is saying Kanav is the big gainer because of his safety car, and I think he could be right here.
Ace, you are the biggest gainer. That was an amazing drive from you yesterday. That is some good stuff.
Yeah, it was definitely an impressive drive from Ace. But yeah, Kanav on the hards, he is going to the end, I should believe. So, well, he did not start on the hards, but then he just could not let go of his favorite tire, and there you see him on the white wall tires. Well, he has PSI behind him, and Racing Gupta, Kimi, and then there is his teammate. So even if he wants to do his teammate any favors, I think it will be still tricky for him. His best bet right now would be to hold position and try to stick with Azun, who's not a slow driver himself, and try to make the most of this race. But everyone right now, except for Caesar, Nishan, Sid Venkatesh, and Azun, seems to be going to the end. Maybe Ishan, I'm not sure if Ishan can actually make it to the end, but let's see if he can. But yeah, Caesar and Nishan and Sid Venkatesh Azun have not stopped in this race yet, so they would be pitting for a set of stops, I assume. I think the safety car should be in this lap. The pack has bunched up.
Let's
there
see.
You go.
Caesar's gonna do a safety car restart. The last time I saw him do it
in Japan.
in Japan,
that ended in tears. So he's warming up his tires, getting a beautiful helicopter shot that is allowing the safety car to go into the pits, and let's see when he actually decides to gun it. He's still not done. I think now he has, and you know what, Nishan has had a good run on him. Caesar,
he's
not gone. He almost thought he'd gone there, but Caesar has still not gone. Now he has gone.
That's how you do safety car restarts.
Now he has gone. What's happening further behind? PSI Legends losing a place to Racing Gupta, so Racing Gupta might take the net lead here.
Breathing?
I think he's trying to get temperature into the tires. Racing Gupta tries to take P6 from Azun. Not happening right now. And
Kanav goes off track and he takes
Azun with him. Azun goes completely off track, I think, to avoid every other car there. So what's happening with Azun? Falling further down the... Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Just went from...
Yeah, talking about the championship leaders, it is not Sume, and we fixed...
is somehow ahead of PSI.
Yeah, he did that on the safety car restart on the main straight.
Oh, wow. So, does that mean Gop is leading the...
Yeah, he is the...
Kanav,
so I would like to believe Kanav is the net race leader. But here is Gop down the inside. No, he thinks about it, but avoids going into that move right now at least. But I think Gop will be on the back of him pretty soon. I would like to go back to this battle now, as Natsume on Shadow Sword, and Shadow Sword is trying everything he can to break the slipstream. VFix is watching from behind, but has to stay behind for now. Natsume's run is compromised, and VFix might have a really good run into the triangle. Natsume mounts a lot of curb there, and it's all bad. It's happening here. They have lost a lot of time, and VFix now passes Shadow. Oh, that was so close. No, you almost did, along with VFix, but it is all calm right now. PSA Legends has not been happy about his safety car restart and is trying to take his position back from Racing Gupta, who is not really making any impressions on Kanav. Well, he's... Oh, just as I say that, Racing Gupta is through, and Kanav is wide. Kanav is wide.
Does he gonna take on the other hand?
No, obviously.
I think the hearts just didn't suit his liking here. I think it's the hard tires. I would like to believe it's not the driving part, because I know Kanav is a fair and clean driver. It's just the hards that...
Oh yeah, absolutely. Kanav was not having the best of the runs through the end of the SS there, and which is why VFix VFix and not Sume.
Am I listening to Garba?
Yeah, that's
the background.
I apologize.
Happy Navratri.
Happy Navratri, everyone. That is completely my bad. I cannot stop what happens around me as not so.
Gets passed through his teammate.
Yeah,
I hope Sid doesn't make it easier for PSI, because now he has to work as a team player.
Yeah,
not as a result.
Natsume is in a bit of a sandwich here between the brothers. That's Jin Sanity and
VFix. But this is head cooked enough.
PSI is through. Does Kimi and Ashwin. Kimi and Ashwin. And Kimi has to stay ahead. What's happening behind? Natsume tried his level best to overtake Jin Sanity, at before 130, but Jin I think defended with all his might. Oh, Natsume spun! Natsume spun, took too much curb, and that's his race into ruins. VFix takes P11, and up ahead is his brother. Let's see how they manage this now. And Kimi has overtaken Sid Venkatesh, so Sid Venkatesh losing more positions. Back to VFX and Jin Sanity here. Does Jin just let him pass, or does he fight for his positions? Oh, Sid Venkatesh is really slow, has taken Kano along with him, I think. And Sid Venkatesh is not having the best of the next few laps.
He just wants to let these guys through. He doesn't want to battle them.
Yeah, but Japan being Japan, it's not.
So,
yeah. Oh, who is that one? That's Ashwin Lakhwani goes wide there, and VFX is the gaining positions left, right, and center there. Now he's in the back of his. Is he going to take?
Is just 4/10 behind. I think I'm going to see a move for the win here.
Oh my God! This everything happening here.
Altogether, there's battle everywhere.
Oh,
and
no!
Who spun in sector 2?
That's. Oh my God! That Jin Sanity was spun, and that because it was Sid Venkatesh who ran into the back of him.
Chaos.
Yeah, Jin is.
Yeah,
Jin has to pit. Ashwin Lakhwani is to pit as well. So Ashwin had damage which we did not notice there. VFX is back into P8. Jin has retired from the session. That's in the pit lane. And by the way, in all that, Caesar has pulled out a 3-second gap on Nishan, but he still has to pit, remember. So does Nishan. Ishan, meanwhile, is on the back of the Ferrari driver. Vintage Player and Wiki are battling. Kano and VFX are battling. And VFX is through. So Kano, I think, had a moment again. And his hard stint is not going according to plan, is it?
But this is quite a fight back from VFX because he's already, I think, P4, I believe. P4, P5.
Well, net P4. Yeah, net P4 if Ishan is going to pit.
Ishan, yeah. He's already pit once, and he's on 9 laps or 2 wins. So if he's gonna pull out this one-stop strategy, I'm not quite sure. But
here is PSI. Sorry to cut you off, Shah. Here is PSI on the back of Racing Gupta. He lost that place at the safety car restart, but nothing doing for him.
and they collide!
Oh.
And they both collide.
Oh my God! It has to be a safety car. It has to be. That is a huge crash. I think I was louder than the Garba there, and that safety car deployed once again. Oh my God! What is this race, and why am I a D1 steward?
Oh yes, you're a demon steward. Oh shit, damn, you guys have a lot to work on. Like, D2 was, I mean, the race was pretty straightforward, didn't have too much. I mean, I had 2 reports against me, but that was it. We didn't have too much talking in the stewards inquiry, but this is insane. The amount of battles, the amount of crashes, the amount of DNFs, people retiring, rage quitting, whatnot.
Well, race quitting is fine, but incidents like this will definitely have to be looked into. The one which has caused the most recent safety car, BSL Legends, is in the pits. He is pit on the soft tires, which will take him to the end of the race. Ashwin Lakhwan is on the mediums. Why is on the mediums? Maybe he did not have a fresh set of softs available for the race, and he did not want to gamble on those. But this basically means that Kimi or Tofaroon is now the net race leader, and VFX, who started on pole, is now net P2. What a race, what a turnaround for him. What a comeback from him. And this is basically what happened in Belgium last season. He was leading the race, lost the car at Blanchimont, I think, in Spa.
The very last corner,
second last corner, first lap, and he finished P2, and now he has an opportunity to maybe even win the race if he can overtake Tofaroon. What does Ishan do meanwhile? I want to see. Caesar should be pitting, so should be Nishan. Ishan stays out. Ishan stays out.
Why? Okay.
I think he's determined to go to the end here. I think he's determined to go to the end.
This has helped Nishan and Caesar quite well. I mean, the timing was just right. And Caesar is serving his 5 seconds, and so is Nishan, I believe.
Yeah, right now he didn't have a choice, Caesar. He had to pit. There was no other option he had. He will still lose one more position to Wiki, and he'll be out in P8. Well, that 5 seconds won't be removed, but the 5 seconds which will be added to his race time at the end of the race might be removed. Let's have a look. But wow, I'm trying to catch my breath here. This race has been absolute chaos. 15 drivers still running, so we have 1/4 of the field DNFing already, and just one of them in the pit lane. So a lot of incidents, and I'm already dreading what's going to come next in the Stewards Inquiry channel.
I just want to see what happens because PSI had cooked at close scratch. We all know it.
Yeah, well, I think
later. That's the friendship still continues.
Yeah. Well, Mayank going wide again. I think it seems like a problem corner for Mayank, that hairpin. But he's out in P6. Let's have a look at penalties. Only 3 people with penalties so far. One of them is Caesar. I think the other, that would be a 5-second penalty. For Karnav, I think it's a 5-second. Oh, Karnav has 12 seconds. What? How did he manage 12 seconds worth of penalties? Well, that's a lot of penalties. Or all of them for... Yeah, it seems like all of them would have been for corner cutting. Shah, if you can help us with that.
Check, yeah.
I can check the race director, but...
This is going to be so difficult for Sumer because Nishan and Caesar ahead of him are on fresh softs. Overtaking them is going to be...
Yeah, so I think Sumer's race is already compromised. Caesar is going to be mighty fast. He's the first of those soft runners. Safety car is not coming in at the end of this lap, so we'll have one more lap after this. So basically 10 laps under the safety car. Ishan has the opportunity to win his first IRL race. Tofaroon has the opportunity to win on his comeback season. Does Tofaroon have a race win under his belt, Shah? I'm not sure he has. VFX is definitely in the race winning contention, and Shadow Sword, my god, this legend, how is he in P4 right now? What a race from Shadow Sword as well.
You don't want to jinx it, please, Manav. At this point, I don't want you to jinx it. Let's not do this to Shadow.
Okay, let's not do that. Utkarsh, to answer your question, I think it's pretty obvious where the Garba is going on, and I can do absolutely nothing about that.
It's in Gujarat, you know?
I really can't do anything about that.
Yes.
So, this is... When is Navratri ending? Do I have to endure this next Saturday as well? In Portimao?
Oh, wow.
So it's elevation change for Portimao, and then there is some Garba going on 5 floors down from now, from where I am sitting in my room.
Do you dance, Malav?
No, I don't. I answered this question before the party or the session started, sir. So
why don't you dance?
You don't have to ask me on air.
You don't like doing Garba?
No, I don't. I don't like doing Garba. I am a pretty boring person that way. I think everyone knows that already. And safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap. Yeah, well, maybe that's true as well.
You get the sarcasm I talk about.
Yeah, I do. But anyway, the safety car should be in at the end of this lap. Yeah, we should get that message pretty soon. Just as the safety car.
We've got so many people doing the restarts this time around. We had PSI do it, then we had Caesar do it, and then we've got Ishan doing the safety car. And Ishan is, slowed down like very early.
Yeah, he has. So maybe he's trying.
That's a good start.
Yeah, I think maybe he will go a little early as well. We'll have a look. He's reached the last corner here, and
takes the reserve in P5. That's
still not going. Now he has gone, and it's a good restart from him. I think Tofaroon might not get him. He's using all his battery, but I think that's probably not going to be enough. Further behind, it looks like steady for everyone. Vicky and Mayank are battling. Mayank goes wide there, or not. Sume loses more positions. I think he lost one to Karnav there. Caesar on the back of Vicky once again.
And somebody goes after. Oh, Karnav DNF.
That's Karnav who has DNF'd. Caesar is trying to avoid Vicky and Mayank at all costs, but it's just not happening right now.
It's so close between Caesar and Vicky.
Yeah, it is very
Going
close.
to sector 1 that close, it's just so much risk involved.
You get a lot of dirty air through those S's.
Yeah.
As Natsume is almost on the back of Nishan here. Nishan does not give him any space on the inside, and that's absolutely fair. Mayank has lost a place to Vicky, and he might lose one to Caesar as well. Up ahead, Fix is within 3/10 of Kimi, so that's a move which might be coming pretty soon. It's all happening here. Oh, Vicky spun! Vicky spun, the McLaren is round, and now Caesar is on the back of Mayank. Let's see what Caesar can do here. Does he make a move into 130?
Okay,
No, he does
making
not.
a move on PSI. Ashwin goes alright. Backs out, he gives the position back to PSI. Oh, and both the Alpine. Oh, no. It's the Williams and the Alpine. I think they just touched Sumer and PSI. They did touch out of the chicane. But this is a good lineup for the battle, you know. We've got Caesar.
Yeah, here goes
Nishan,
Caesar,
Sumer,
here goes
PSI.
Caesar, sorry Shah, here goes Caesar down the inside of Mayank, and that's pretty easy move. Mayank giving him a lot of space and also earning a 3-second time penalty in the process. Let's move to the leaders now, because Kimi is keeping up with Ishan, who has had a decent restart, but he will be careful about his tires. VFix is not letting either of them get away, and not surprisingly. And let's see.
I think if Ishan is smart, he would just keep giving Tofarun
Yeah,
the
slipstream.
DRS,
Yeah.
because because Ishan is on 14 laps old medium and Vifix is on 9 laps old medium, so that way Vifix has got much pace just on the tires, and that way if Vifix gets past through Kimi, and then it'll be just easier for him to get through Ishan. So if Ishan plays it
Yeah,
smart
well,
and keeps giving-
Ishan has dropped Kimi here, so Kimi might be under attack from VFix, who is using. Oh, Caesar is into P5, by the way. He has overtaken Vintage player who has lost his car at Spoon, and let's see what VFix does.
Nishan is making a move on Maya.
Yeah, he has. But we're
Oh,
on
and Mayank
this-
spun!
DNF!
Spun. Yeah. Guys.
Here is VFix, and I think he's going to make a move on Kimi here. But Kimi is getting slipstream from Ishan. Caesar is catching up fast to Shadow Sword here. And wow, this is going to be so close between the top three.
Oh, Ashwin tries to make a move on Nishan.
And I think
what a
he
move.
will.
That was a good move from Ashwin.
Was it at the end of the straight? Because Ashwin just
No,
about made
it
it
was
through.
in sector 1. That was a very good move. Like
In the
after
SS?
yeah, that was a good move.
Yeah, so Utkarsh, to answer your question, I'm still in Ahmedabad, not in Mumbai. That's why you're hearing Garba, otherwise you wouldn't have. But what would you do if you're VFix here? You are kind of stuck behind, and as long as Tofarun or Kimi continues to get slipstream from Ishan, it will be hard to overtake him. So you have to look at slightly
But I think,
unconventional ways to make a move.
Vifix is saving on his ERS.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. He's getting
lining
a
up with
good
the
run.
right
He's
move.
getting a good run. I think this could be. Oh, is Mayank has left the session, but VFix is. Look at his ERS. It's almost like
Ishan's
70%.
pace is dropped down massively.
It has, and Caesar is now on the back of Shadow Sword. So Caesar might
If
be a
Kimi
factor
gets
here.
if Kimi gets past through Ishan around this straight, and then Vifix will have to just stick behind Ishan for throughout
Here
the
goes
lap.
Kimi. I think he's going to make a move here, and it's going to be pretty simple for him. Let's hope they don't collide. They almost touch, but Kimi is through. Caesar is through on Shadow Sword. Caesar is flying right now.
Wow.
He was 7/10 the last time I checked, and now he's already overtaken the Red Bull driver. Now, does Kimi be smart here, or does Kimi just tries to go on? Because just 5 laps after this one, the race has gone in a jiffy, especially after the safety car restart.
I think Kimi should just move on, because Vifix is
Oh, Ashwin
somewhat-
retired.
Ashwin retires. I don't see what happened.
I'm trying to see where that was.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah, I could see
I
him.
think at the end.
The yellow flag in
before the
sector 1.
techniques.
but there's no yellow flag anywhere else. So I think VFX will have DRS. He'll definitely have DRS, but Ishan might not if he's not careful. So Ishan has to be careful here about his tires. He has committed to going to the end on this one, which will be 21 laps on a set of mediums. That is pretty bold strategy.
You know, we were thinking that this race might be for Vitix or Kimi, but I think Caesar is on charge now.
Caesar is on a charge, and Ishan, no, they did not touch, but Ishan rode the curve pretty high, and this is going to be an easy move for VFX. Yeah, he got DRS because the detection zone is slightly earlier. VFX, what does he do? He lets Ishan take this one, and Ishan lives to fight another day. Caesar is not really catching up. Honestly, the last time the gap was Azun, by the way, is getting overtaken. No, he overtook PSI Legends. Wow. So PSI, who was leading the race, or was the net race leader and was leading the race in the first stint, after a coming together between him and Racing Gupta, his race has been compromised. But now Ishan is completely out of DRS as far as Kimi is concerned. So
this is all just gonna help Kimi so much.
Yeah, and not Sume, by the way, has caught up. Yeah, he's catching up to Shadow Sword. So not Sume. The next time they're on the main straight, or maybe running up to 130R and the final chicane, might have a chance to overtake Shadow Sword and take P5 at least in this race. Well, Vicky has retired. Vicky has retired. I hope there's no safety car now. VFX is absolutely pushing Ishan. Is he going to make a move from outside of the track? No, he does not. He's smart about it. He knows he's going to get an easy run on Ishan. And there goes the Ferrari driver. He takes P2 now. And, well, that's the race done. Or not the race done, but the move done. But here goes not Sume and Shadow Sword. This is going to be relatively easy for him as well. Sume takes P5. Ashwin Lakwani and Kanav. So both. Okay, so 11 or something which I just noticed. 11 players have DNF'd. So everyone. Sorry, nine players. Nine of them have DNF'd. So everyone who's finishing right now will get points as long as they finish the race or finish at least the 90% of the race.
Who was in the Aston Martin yesterday apart from Pete? Was that it was
Sid Venkatesh. Sid Venkatesh, not Sume.
So I think the only Aston Martin surviving through the week was Sid Venkatesh.
Yeah, it was. And the sector 1 yellow flag, is that for Sid Venkatesh? I think it was. He just had a moment, just as you said his name. He has lost his wing.
Oh, has he? Yeah.
He has lost his complete front wing. And VFX has taken out 7 tenths. 7 tenths in one sector. That's a crazy pace he has.
Oh, and he's put like the fastest sector too.
He's going to get the fastest lap of the race, I think, at this point. So that has been a great recovery drive from VFX, and we are going to see a battle for the lead very soon. As expected, 30.5.
35 in a race with mediums on.
And next time they are on the main straight, he might even get DRS, I think, on Kimi. So he will have a couple of chances. Kimi would have hoped to have recharged his battery so as to.
They're on pretty similar battery levels.
Okay.
I know the spectators can't see it, but you can always tell them. Pretty similar battery levels.
Yeah, and Sid Venkatesh is in the pits. Let's see what he does. But Caesar on the back of Ishan as well. So I think Caesar is in short of a podium here. Well, he'll not finish on the podium according to the game because of his 5-second time penalty.
But say if it's 5. Oh, that was under the safety car, yeah? His 5
yeah, but the other 5 seconds was also collision under the safety car with Vicky. So.
Right.
Well, VFX might go on a move on this lap itself. He doesn't need to wait until the last lap. He's 5 tenths behind Kimi. And...
wow, he's got Utkarsh saying VFX and Caesar coming together would be fun.
Well, you know Utkarsh, he's just looking for trouble everywhere.
You know,
So
but it will be fun. But yeah, it's so bad. I don't agree with it, Tash.
well, Caesar on the back of Ishan, not happening right now. So Faroon or
Oh
Kimi
wow, Vifix
has
is
had a
gonna make a
bad
big
exit,
run.
and Vfix is going to get one shot at it. He might get two, but I think he's going to take his first shot at it. He goes to the left and he gets the racing line.
Oh,
Vfix
that was
is
so close.
and he has taken the lead. Ishan and Caesar are battling. Caesar is still behind. Ishan lives to fight another day. I think the battle for the lead is done. Vfix is going to fly away at this point in time. Vintage player in the pits. I wonder why. Does he have?
Amazing fight back from him.
Does he have a wing damage there? No, he does not. But well, I think he's trying to go for the fastest lap. Maybe. That's the only explanation I have. But
Well,
either
actually,
ways,
the biggest gainers are Caesar. He gained 15 positions, could be 16. We don't know, but it's 15 until this very lap, and Azun has gained 12 positions.
well, the top two are still battling it out. VFix has just broken that DRS window, so he should be good come the last lap of the race. He's gaining a lot of time. Not Sume, by the way, has closed up to the back of Caesar as well. So, you know, if something happens between Caesar and Ishan, not Sume could find himself on the podium. Well, starting the final lap, Tofarun will have DRS on VFix. Who does he have DRS?
Yes, he does.
He does. VFX puts another fastest lap, but I think he is pretty comfortable where he is right now. Does
Well,
Caesar
they've
have?
been using so much ERS, literally running a none like these two. That's insane.
Oh, Ishan goes a little bit wide there, but I think he has done enough to take that podium, I think. And that is a really good drive from Ishan. 21 laps.
On
That's
those
a lot of
mediums.
laps.
That's amazing. That's a very good job.
Well, he still has 2 sectors to go, and there are a couple of corners on this track, especially the hairpin, where the fresh tires will help him a lot. When I say him, I mean Caesar and the likes of Natsume, especially Caesar, who's on those soft tires. So let's see if Caesar goes for a move. He goes deep into that corner. I think Sumer will try to take advantage of it. Sumer does try to make his way past, but it's not happening for him. Ishan has one major braking zone to go, but up ahead, it's been a brilliant recovery from VFX. We don't know what happened on lap 1. We'll have to talk to him about what happened, but he is going to finish P1. He's going to take the checkered flag and extend his championship advantage, but we can't move away from this. Yeah, he's probably lining it up. Is he going for it? No, he does not. VFX across the finish line. He takes the win at the Japanese Grand Prix with Tofarun. What a stellar drive from him in P2. Ishan does finish. Does Sume get Caesar? He does. Oh, Sume gets...
That's because of the time penalty.
Oh, that's because of the time penalty, but he was almost there. So maybe Caesar had a bad run maybe at the exit of the chicane. Shadow Sword finally finishes the race. I did not jinx him. He finishes P6. Nishan, very strong result from him as well. Yeah, Ferrari's P7. P7 for Ferrari, and you know what? Caesar will get that P4 because he finished 4.952 seconds behind Natsume. Had it been a tenth slower off that corner, Caesar might not have finished P4. So he will get that P4 maybe. Again, that's a maybe because he'll have to appeal it and the stewards will look into it. But Azun finishing P8 from the back of the grid. So P20 to P8. PSI Legends, what a shame for him. He would have been the race winner. But he finishes P9. His teammate Vintage does not get the fastest lap at the end. I think VFix has that in P10.
VFix was on charge.
And Sid Venkatesh. Yeah, let's do that for VFX, Kimi and Ishan. And Sid Venkatesh finishing P11. Driver of the day goes to Caesar according to the game, finishing P4 or P5 depending on the stewards reports after starting P19. So he's making a habit out of this, finishing in higher positions after starting pretty much last. But that's the race for you, and we'll wait for the podium interviews. But VFX winning from Kimi and Ishan, so that's the championship advantage for him.
All I'm
And
excited to know is
what happened in lap
what
1?
happened in lap 1. Yeah, the race start. Damn, that was insane. This race was amazing. Like I commentating. I think after 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, I think you are missing me, right? That's why you didn't commentate. You didn't want to.
Is this your first comms? No, it's your
No,
second.
it's my second comms after coming back. Yeah, but you were partying last time on last Saturday. But either ways, nine 9 DNFs. That's a lot of DNFs as well for a Division 1 race. But either ways, we move on and let's have a word with our podium getters once they're in the party shop.
Utkarsh must have enjoyed this race, seeing so many DNFs, because we didn't have much to entertain you guys in the last race yesterday. And Utkarsh was like, "Did we have a race? Did we even have a race?"
Yeah, well,
this must be fun for Utkarsh.
Right. So VFix and Ishan are in. We'll
wait for Kimi.
Yeah, let's wait for Kimi. If he's joining, yeah, he's here as well. Great. Yeah, so that's awesome. I am not able to move away from the screen of the final race results. Now I am. So Ishan, Kimi, or Tofarun and VFix, before we start, just ensure that you are allowing your audio to be heard on the stream so that people can hear you who are watching. And with that being said, let's start with Ishan then. Ishan, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, Ishan, what a drive from you, and just take us through the race, the final few laps, and the decision to stay out on those mediums. You were pretty confident and decisive in terms of your decisions that you would want to finish on that set of tires, the medium tires. I think at the end of the race it was 22 laps. And how are the battles with Kimi and VFix as well?
Yeah, I think so. I was lucky this race. The strategy was quite beneficial. I normally don't put a lot of stress onto the tires, so I know I can stretch it out, but that also costs a lot of pace in the race. But yeah, it was a good race. I didn't make many mistakes. Towards the end, due to the older tires, I couldn't defend from Kimi and from VFX. But also I had to manage the tire wear, that so much so that I did not weave a lot during the safety cars, and my tire temperatures were quite low. Caesar came towards the last few laps and he was about to overtake me, but I somehow was able to keep in front of him. I even saw he had some 5 seconds penalty, but then I knew that was something to do with the safety car restart earlier on. So I knew I had to stay in front of him in case his 5 second gets removed. But yeah, it was a good race. I wasn't expecting it, and congratulations to VFX and Kenny.
Yeah, indeed, a great race from you. And yeah, not many people can boast of keeping Caesar behind, especially who are on worn tires, and Caesar is on fresh softs. So that was something which was pretty impressive to see from you, and good job on holding out on that podium, because yeah, as you said, Caesar might get his 5 seconds removed, so we'll wait for the next few days to understand what happens there. Shah, anything from your end for Ishan here?
You pit on lap 4 from your softs. Why
Yes.
did you do that? Yeah.
I saw there was a gap to the cars. I knew there were a lot of cars on mediums, but I expected a lot of incidents as well. So I thought that if I'm able to fit in and join at the end of the pack, at least when the next safety car comes out, which would be quite soon normally here, I would at least be ahead of the front runners. But then once I started getting higher up the field and more safety cars kept on coming, I could not risk to pit again and then drop places. So yeah, it was a gamble in the first few laps. I didn't expect the mediums to really go that far, but I had to count on the safety cars, so yeah, those kind of helped me.
That was some amazing drive by you, Ishan. Like, congratulations on keeping Caesar behind on those 22 laps of mediums. We thoroughly enjoyed the show. It was amazing. Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, sorry, Ishan, for keeping harping on this, because we don't want to make it sound like keeping Caesar behind is a bigger deal than a podium. But yeah, anyways, very impressive drive from you. Let's move on to Kimi or Tofaroon then, who has got a podium on his return to IRL. So Shaya, why don't you start us off?
Tarun? I mean Tofaroon, are you here? I can't hear him. Can you guys hear him?
No, not yet.
Anyway, Tofaroon, congratulations. I know you can hear us, we don't hear you, but that was some amazing drive by you. The battle between you and Vifix in the last few laps when you guys were when you tried to overtake Ishan and then Vifix overtook him, and then when you guys were battling, it was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, let's see.
Malab, would you like to ask something to The only time I go first to ask someone a question and they don't reply.
Yeah, well, it's karma, I think, Shah. But yeah, Tofaroon, great race from you. I hope you can hear us. If we can hear you, we'll bring you back into the interviews and have a chat with you. But then moving on to VFix. VFix, I have two questions for you. One is, why do you make it so difficult for yourself? And secondly, what happened at the start of the race?
I mean, you guys didn't see what happened at the start. I mean, I have legitimately no clue because I'll have to see it from the other guy's point of view. But to me, all that happened was I had a start and an average start comparable with the guy in P2. I moved over to cover him off like a slight bit and then I just got tapped. So I have literally zero clue what was happening there. But yeah, I mean, and why do I make it so difficult for myself? That is a question you... Well, then the stream wouldn't get any views. So, like, I don't know whether you guys...
Well, so you're doing a service to the league then by making these comebacks. But yeah, take us through your race, VFX. You are 35 seconds behind the next car at the end of lap 2 or 3. And then... Obviously, the safety cars did help you out, but you had still to fight for a lot of positions and make your way through the field. How was that? Because Japan is not an easy place to overtake. We've seen DRS trains being formed, and even if they're not DRS trains, it's very difficult to pass on this track unless you are significantly quicker, which you obviously were today. So just take us through the race, fighting the people in the midfield, and then the podiums, and then finally making the race-winning move on Kimi.
Yeah, I mean, got taken out lap 1. Race engineers told me go on mediums. Yes, I have a race engineering team. Race engineer told me to go on mediums. Went on those medium tires. The goal was just to drag it out and hope for another safety car. As soon as I came in, there was a virtual safety car actually. So that helped. So I lost even minimal time. Then I just kept on driving, just hoping for safety cars, and they did come. Which was kind of luck, which was a bit of luck factor in that. But then after that, just keeping it clean, because I don't know whether you guys covered that midfield. That was definitely something. I think I've lost a good few years of my heart there.
We tried to cover most of it or some of it, but then it was all happening the front of the field, the back of the field, the middle of the field, so it was very difficult to be everywhere.
My focus was just to keep my tires on, because I knew, because everyone ahead of me was just taking themselves out of it, which I'll take that. But yeah, and then after that, just another safety car came out. I think this was number 3. So then the decision was, should I stay out and just keep the lead? But then I was like, are my tires going to make it to the end? The strategy that Ishan was on. So I chose to pit, saw that I was still third somehow. And I know it's tough to overtake in Japan. So I knew those soft runners might catch up to me at the end. But that was a gamble I had to take. And luckily Caesar didn't catch up to me at the end. And I had more pace than I thought, because I somehow set the fastest lap of this race on like 13 lap old mediums.
Well, I like how you casually say I somehow set the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, you were on charge. You said fastest lap after fastest lap. You said 1:30.3, and dude, we had people doing qualifying laps on those times. It was insane. It was so much fun watching it. At one point when you and Sumer, after the safety car at the restart, you guys were with each other. I think Sumer was ahead, Sumer was ahead and you were behind him. We were just discussing that this race is going to be amazing, because I wanted to watch how these two just go up the pack, battling with the other drivers. But then we know who came out ahead, and we have him as a race winner. So that was, some good drive by you, keeping it clean, not getting into trouble here and there. It was amazing watching you battling with all these guys, and you had like good people to battle with. It's not like anybody made it easier for you.
It wasn't
Good
like
job,
a certain you
Vifix.
can beat me. You had to overtake. You had to overtake the likes of
Yeah,
Ashwin and PSI and Shadow Sword and Kimi and all. But either
Actually, I
ways,
never had to overtake Ashwin or PSI because they.
yeah, well,
Manav,
yeah,
why did you do
Unhealthy, I
that,
was
Manav? Where were you
saying
during the
earlier.
race?
Yeah.
yeah. Well, he did make up those positions while I know that they went off track to
think
give
the
positions
Karma
and
has gone to his
Get
head.
your facts right, Manav, please. We can't have our, spectators,
I think the
our
Karma has
audience
gone to his
giving
head,
wrong
man.
facts. Yeah,
well,
Yeah, but
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
was
we
a good
fixed.
race.
Yeah,
was
undoubtedly
a good
so,
race.
and do watch it back because we have tried to make it as engaging as it was. But yeah, that's all the time we have tonight. Congratulations, VFX, once again for yet another race win and extending the championship lead, which you already have. Congratulations to Tofarun as well as Ishan. Thanks, Shah, once again for joining the comms box, and for everyone who's still watching, thank you for watching, thank you for sticking around. Leave a like if you enjoyed this coverage, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we will see you next weekend in a brand new track in Portimao. I personally enjoy the track a lot, although I keep spinning every time at turn 8, but well, I'll try to learn before the next weekend. See you everyone, goodbye and take care. Have a good weekend.
thank
Remember,
you
everyone,
guys for
exploit all the
watching the
loopholes in
stream.
life.
Please be safe. Always wear protection. I mean mask, guys. And good night. Have a good one.
Yes, we fixed you. You can have your shout
Yeah.
out before I end the stream.
This is in before stewards come in with a post race mandate that I can't do these shout outs.
Yeah, we don't discuss all of that. No stewards.
Yeah, we fixed. Get on with it. The stream is still on.
Yeah, that was my shout out.
All right, great. That was the best shout out ever. But either ways, thank you for watching, everyone. Have a good night.